as we head into the award ceremony, I want to say a special thank you again to the all the members of the awards committee. It was really a thoughtful deliberation. It was a really interesting process to be a part of. We have some amazing people here in this community, both the people who were nominated, people who won, the people who didn't win, and of course, all the members of the awards committee. It was kind of funny when the committee was happening because they kept saying, "Well, you got that award. I got that award last year," and I feel. It's really pretty incredible what's going on here. So to kick things off, I would like to ask Margot Fox to come up, who will speak on behalf of her and Katie Cantor, who are the recipients of the 2020 Newman Award.
Hi, everybody. So the Frank Newman Award for Professional Excellence was named in honor of Mr. Frank Newman, who served as the Executive Director of the Jewish Federation, Executive Vice President of the Jewish Federation from 1959 to 1982. Frank was held in high esteem by Federation leadership and his colleagues in the social work community of Indianapolis. The Frank Newman Award is presented to an outstanding professional in one of the Federation's constituent or beneficiary agencies or in the Jewish community. So, and it's supposed to be a surprise. When this recipient arrived in Indianapolis in June 2017 with extensive experience managing JCPs around the country. Surprise! He immediately went to work to stabilize the JCC by changing the financial model and focusing on fiscal matters. Under his leadership, the J went from years of operating at a loss to enjoying good financial health today, which includes a significant financial cushion in case of unanticipated occurrences in the future. Much of this recipient's work was done during the pandemic, which compounded the difficulty in reorganizing departments and staffing while remaining customer-centered, but he maintained his focus and created the stability needed for long term. Early in his tenure, he was a strong proponent of life and legacy, and led by the recipient, the JCC team quickly met their letter of intent goal each year. Toward the end of the program, when the Indianapolis Jewish community was working towards setting its communal goal, set by the Harold Grinspoon Foundation, he jumped in and worked with several partner organizations to help them reach their goals, contributing to the overall success of the program. This recipient understood early that the JCC would need to fundraise more, and as an outstanding fundraiser, he has begun doing much more of his own fundraising, meeting with community members face to face, and telling the compelling story of the JCC and its purpose in our community. He also introduced a crowdfunding model to reach a broader audience and encourage more support of the J. In addition, he's supportive of the Federation, requiring each JCC board member to be a donor to the Federation and encouraging board members and participating himself in our development and in Super Sunday. So thank you for that. At the beginning of 2022, to ensure continuity, he also agreed to chair the Rabbi Professionals Group, which is no small task, and brings a sense of community and collaboration to this work, and his overall contribution to our community has been enormous for the short time we've been here in Indy. Thanks to Katie and Gigi Marks-Felter, Katie Cantor and Gigi Marks-Felter for nominating our 2022 award recipient, Eric Kohler. Katie is sorry that she could not be with us in person today, and she shared some thoughts that I'm going to read on her behalf. She felt it important to share these words because Eric has been both a friend and a mentor to her since his arrival in Indianapolis. So in her words, his list of accomplishments is extensive. Chief among them is the financial stability that his agency now enjoys for the first time in many years. Katie is particularly impressed by how well he led through the pandemic, where he was required to make difficult staffing and programming decisions while retaining quality programming and a safe place to gather for our community. Eric is a decisive, strong leader who is also an honest and respectful team player. Gigi and Katie are both grateful for his sage guidance and support during their interim roles and his willingness to ensure continuity in the community by chairing the Rabbis and Professionals community. His professional contributions to our community will be felt for many years to come. Mazel tov on this well-deserved recognition. So it is my honor to ask Eric Kohler, the JCC, Arthur Anglick JCC CEO, to please come up and get your award.
Really touched. Forgot about some of those things. I just want to give you a sense of what it was like in 2017. I was just here a few months. We didn't have money to make payroll. We couldn't pay our bills. We couldn't pay our utility bills. And I reached out to the Jewish Federation, who had been really keeping the JCC afloat. I think Mike Rubin was boarding a deer plane, and he's like, "I'll take care of it." He was the board chair of the federation at the time. And I'm very blessed because the crowdfunding campaign was because Gigi came to me with an idea. She's like, "Let's not do an event, let's do this other thing." And so every success I've had is because I've had great partners, both within my organization, and certainly it took a lot of folks outside of my organization to make this success. So the success of the JCC is your success. It's your center, it's your Jewish center. And my goal is our goal. We just have a thriving Jewish community, and anything we can do together to make that happen is my privilege and honor. So thank you.
Our next award is the Weaver I. Mossler Community Service Award, named in honor of Leader Mossler, who served as president of the Federation in 1970. I'm very pleased to call up the Paul to present this award.
Thanks, Mark. My honor to present this Weaver Mossler Community Service Award to my good friend Jeff Snoy. Like Mark was saying, Bud was the president of the Federation for several years, and this award was established in 1979 to recognize and honor individuals with a sustained record of exceptional service in the Jewish and general community. We have a long list of distinguished community members who have received this award. Many of you are aware of Jeff's business achievements that include founder, chairman, and CEO of MS Communication. At its height, MS owned numerous radio stations, TV stations, city magazines, and even 5 international networks. Jeff also owned and operated the Seattle Mariners baseball team for, unfortunately, just a short period of time. So we got a lot of fun with that, when he did. Jeff's broadcast awards are really too numerous to mention, but I will say that he is a member of the Broadcasting and Cable Hall of Fame, in addition to the Radio Hall of Fame. He's a past recipient, on the home front here in Indianapolis. He's a past recipient of the Michael Carroll Award for Community Service. Also a former chair and a current director of the Central Indiana Corporate Partnership. He's also a former board member of the IMA and been active with the Zoo, Shepherd Community Center, numerous other charities and 501c3s. He's also been a member, or also is a member, of the North Central High School Hall of Fame. And it wasn't because of the scoring error. Jeff said he's been a lifelong supporter of the Jewish community here, our annual campaign, and he also hosted the 2000 Big Gifts Dinner at the MS headquarters on Monument Circuit. I remember because Gigi, Chuck, and I were chairs that year. So he's served on our board of directors. He's worked on various projects with JCRC, and he was instrumental in facilitating the naming of the Smolyan-Stolten Bureau of Jewish Education on our campus. As a lifelong member of Congregation Beth Elzeh, he also sponsored the Samuel Smolyan Lecture Series that brought milkman, outdoor, and food to our community. In 1994, Jeff was named by the White House to head the U.S. delegation to the Plenipotentiary Conference of the International Telecommunications Union. And as a U.S. ambassador, he helped negotiate a landmark agreement between Israel and the PLO, which is something not many people can say. If you want to learn more about Jeff, he's got a book coming out called How to Ride a Roller Coaster Upside Down, which tells the story of his many ups and downs and is interspersed with very entertaining anecdotes. So, as I said, it's my privilege now to present this award to Jeff Smollett. What we
I just met Dick 7 years ago. So I just want to say first, thank you. It's wonderful honor. You joke about it, giving some awards. I would say you live long enough and you're not invited to do that. Seriously, thank you. The last thing I'd say is I do Bud Moss. But seriously, it's humbling. It's a nice feeling. My family's been part of this community for 30 years. And take great pride in it. It's always one. It's good.
Okay. The Melvin and Simon Award, established in 2002 to recognize unique special projects and our overall community. I am honored to congratulate the Indiana Historical Society and President and CEO Jody Blankenship, who's here with us today, on receiving this year's Melvin Simon Award for the exhibit Eva Kohler from Auschwitz to Indiana. This exhibit, if you haven't seen it, is fantastic. It has a state-of-the-art virtual reality tour of Auschwitz narrated by Eva. Oculus goggles, it's like you're standing in the place. It has a light where she educates all Hoosiers. You can ask her a question and she will answer. Students will do that. And it really helps the Jewish community in Indiana combat with hatred of the Jews and Holocaust denial. It's just one more example of Indiana Historical Society's long history of support for the Jewish community, which exhibits its recognition of Jews and Indiana living legends and the preservation of Indiana Jewish history by the digitization of historic Jewish documents. We thank you for your ongoing support for all the Tikkun Olam that you all do to repair our world. John Abrams nominated the Historical Society for this award. Unfortunately, he's not able to be here in person today. So I know he presented it, but I'm very pleased to so I have. So please join me, Blankenship, Andrew Palmer, for this.
Well, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate this. There's a lot of people to thank, but I won't go through the whole list. You should be here for an hour. But of course, John Abrams for nominating us and being a great friend of the Historical Society. Alex Core, well, I asked if he was in a minute for really honoring the IHS at the home for Eva's personal collection. We're so grateful to have that at IHS. And then also Ted Green Films for bringing over the Eva documentary materials to WYI for helping us make the goggle thing work. We are just sharing Hoosier Jewish stories. We think they're one and the same. So whether through the Eva exhibit, through Ken Church's new book and exhibit, looking forward, giving back, through the collections of the Federation and the Indiana Jewish Historical Society collections that are housed at the IHS. It's our great honor to continue to preserve and share these stories with Hoosiers all over the state and all over the country. So thank you so much for honoring us with this. And I'd like to just recognize Alex, who made this all possible.
One thing the Jewish Federation and Jody, when we sat at a Keystone Crossing in September of 2019, a couple months, God, I never thought in a million years this exhibit would happen. And if you've not had the opportunity to see my mom's exhibit, I encourage you to. I will tell you when you speak to the hologram, she might argue with you, but I think it's very, very worthwhile. And for me as a son, it really gives an opportunity for me to continue to tell my mom's story, which in this day and age, as we all know, is even more and more important. And I just want to say thanks to everyone.
Okay, yes.
I'm always afraid that I'm never gonna be able to read French. I mean, aren't you gonna go on paper turn? I'm Leslie Rubin. I'm board president for the Jewish Federation of Greater Indianapolis, and it's a pleasure to be here this afternoon. Thank you. I'm here to present the Hillman Award for the enhancement of the Jewish life. Page 1. This year, the Hillman Award is presented to the Indiana Jewish Historical Society. The Indiana Jewish Historical Society's mission is to collect, preserve, publish, and share the Jewish experience in Indiana. And here's where it gets very interesting, because I didn't know this until I did a little research. There was westward Jewish migrations as early as 1760 towards Indiana, and certainly by the early 1800s, most of the homesteading being established along the Ohio River in areas like Vincennes and trading routes. By the mid-1800s, the Jewish settlers were making homes in Lafayette, Indiana, and Fort Wayne. And by the way, Fort Wayne is actually Fort Wayne, as it was originally established as a military site. That particular location became the original site, or the first site of a Jewish synagogue in Indiana. Then later on, what you're finding is by 1900, as Indianapolis becomes the center of the state and established as the capital, we were finding the influx of Jewish families, the establishment of multiple congregations, as well as the a large number of Jewish immigrants moving into the area. In 1972, the Indiana Jewish Historical Society was organized to preserve the stories that provide the Indiana Jewish experience. They collected the records of synagogues and individuals, community agencies and organizations, associations, and youth groups. And actually, when I was preparing my first annual speech, I wanted to do something about the history of the Jewish life in Indiana, and I researched what happened during the 1918 pandemic. And it was interesting because, yes, the congregations and the families were pretty much unto themselves as was living of those days, but they did do a great deal of outreach. And that was something that I thought was phenomenal, given the era and given the unknowns of it. Going on, the Indiana Jewish Historical Society's archive collection was gifted to the Indiana Historical Society in 1999. It now contains more than 10,000 items of interest, and they continue to actively seek materials to add to the collection. I'm honored to welcome our guests, Legends Committee members Stephen Wolof, Sheila Greenwald, Lori Katz, and Elaine Zuckerman to come up and accept this award on behalf of the Indiana Jewish Historical Society. Okay, do you have- okay. That's Jim. All right.
Thank you, already said most of it. The Hoosier Jewish Legends began as a project of the bicentennial. At that point, we decided that there were so many legends, our community and the communities around the state, that we wanted to honor. And so we did, and we have had 7 years, almost 8 years of honorees. Some have passed away, but their legend has lived on. And this is what we want, to make sure that the legends in every community in the state of Indiana are recognized. It's a hard task. The judges have a very, some of you in this room have been a judge and know how hard it is to decide who should be awarded this. But Jody, thank you for recognizing us. You and I have never met before, but I thank you for recognizing us today. One of our honorees was Ethan Core. What can I say? But thank you on behalf of the Indiana Jewish Historical Society for our 50 years of service to our communities in the state of Indiana. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The next award, you have to understand, I practiced this, the Orla D'Or Award, because I kept going, oh Lord, no, that's the Orla D'Or is Hebrew, a light unto the generations. And this award recognizes outstanding individuals and families for their leadership, service, and enduring commitment to Jewish community by building endowments that will support and inspire future generations. The Orla Dora Award was established in 2015, with the inaugural recipient being the wonderful Winnie Goldblatt. A longtime Federation employee committed to growing our campaign endowment. Then in 2016, the award was presented to the late Charles A. Cohen. So me, at least it was Chuck Cohen. A man who was a pillar in the community and challenged us all to think about the future. Do we have the picture? Oh, we do. Thank you very much. This year, we honor the Croots. The Croots have actively engaged in our community for over 75 years. That commitment evidenced in each generation's leadership and participation in community activities. Sam Croot owned a scrap metal business after World War II, and he and his wife Florence were known for their commitment to loyalty, respect, and philanthropy. Sam served as president of both the JCC and the Federation, while Florence was involved with the National Council of Jewish Women, served as a trustee for IAC, and was a Lion of Judah supporter of the Federation. Sam and Florence passed on their values and commitment to the community through their son Marty, following in Dad's footprints to serve as Federation president. Marty continued the family business, and he and Natalie expanded the Croot legacy in Indianapolis family through their support of countless philanthropic efforts. Most notably, following Sam's passing in 1986, the family endowed the Samuel Croot Internship Program, which you'll hear about in a moment. Marty and Natalie's children, Greg, Barry, and Andy, have all continued the Croot legacy in their own ways. Greg got his start volunteering and giving back in the community through the Federation's various advocacy efforts. He served on a number of Federation committees, deepening his passion for a community and leading to his continued service as a volunteer at IUC, including a term as president. Barry, who happens to be one of my officers, has served on several Federation committees and currently my secretary for the Federation board. And Andy, while living with his family outside of Phoenix, still holds up those same family Croot values through the commitments his family makes philanthropically and with their time to organizations and agencies. And now the three boys all have children of their own, 10 to be exact. Each one knowing the history of their family and finding their own way to uphold those same values that have impacted family. From generation to generation, the family has remained committed to supporting the community and ensuring its sustainability. We're pleased to like to congratulate the Croot family.
Okay, Derek, can I join me? We've got a couple of awards to present. We had a huge dinner for the group that was just lovely last month. It was like, many of you were there. The LL Goodman Young Leadership Award was established in 1966 to recognize individuals under the age of 50 who has demonstrated leadership skill in our community activities and in the annual campaign. Our award winner today has been all of that and more. It's participant in the Indianapolis. She served on the board of the Jewish Community Relations Council, on the Eastern Hebrew Academy, where two of her high school age kids' daughters graduated. She is a member of the Federation Board. She served on various committees, including planning and allocation, as part of the Community Relief Fund campaign and the allocation process. She currently serves as a Federation Vice President and a member of the Executive. We've been fortunate to have her leadership for the past 3 years as co-chair of our annual campaign. During that 3-year period, the campaign co-chairs came with a lot of plans. They had to pivot due to the pandemic. Who did? But Jen was really up to the task from the beginning. She'd be the first to say that her co-chair, Mary Terrell, was key to their success, and they held the campaign during this time. It's really been a pleasure for me in my transition to working with Jen. Very, very special. Now, we already gave Jen the award as a surprise award, and you're going to see her reaction in a few minutes because we have it on video. And she wasn't supposed to be here, but she changed everything here because it's just really how important the community is to her. So we're really thrilled that she's here. We're really thrilled that John is here as well. So Jen, won't you come up and just see me. Congratulations. Jen. Yes, sir.
It's a pleasure to award Barb Levy the Keepila Award. Hey, Barb. Established in 2009 and created to recognize sustained and outstanding leadership in the Jewish community. Barb is the volunteer who always says yes. For the person who asks frequently, I can attest to that. She is the longest standing active past president of the Jewish Community Center, Park Regency Senior Housing and Jewish Family and Children Services, predecessor to Elder Source and what we now know as Jewish Family Services today. She was the chair of the Jacobs Home. She served at the Jewish Federation's Board of Directors, has been an officer and a member of the Executive Committee, and is an honorary board member. Barb has been an active volunteer at the JFGI annual campaign, held leadership positions for the campaign. She is a golden giver, a member of the Door Society, and a donor and life and legacy member. She's established the J. Marks Levy Award and a recognition of outstanding full-time employees at JCC. She served on a number of numerous committees, including the Planning and Allocations, the Centennial Committee, the J Arts and Education Committee, helps plan and implement and volunteer for the ANCATS Festival of Books and Arts. It is the JCC's HR committee chair in the past. Barb is well known for her service on buildings and grounds committees for the Jewish Federation and the JCC, where she and her husband, Marks, an architect, were fixtures for many years. Involved in watching over both the JCC and the campus to ensure our community had the best facilities, indoor and outdoor, for members of all ages to safely enjoy, including the most recent renovations of our locker rooms, which went from shameful to beautiful. Barb received the Liebert I. Osler Community Service Award in 1993, which recognizes exceptional service to the Jewish and general community, as well as the Ivan Chalfie Award from the JCC. During the past decade, Barb has served as chair of the awards committee, and it was a little tricky to bring her name to the committee for consideration of the Kihela Award. A bit of maneuvering was managed to get her out of the meeting just long enough for the members of the committee to select Barb as the most worthy recipient of the award. Our community has been richly rewarded by Barb's dedication. Thank her very much, and we're just blessed to have her, such a wonderful leader in our community.
This is Mark's what has.
Oh, you probably might.
Any leadership in our community.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hi, Barb. Hi. I'm here. This is my daughter, Lynn. Hello.
This is Mark's what has.
Oh, you probably might.
With the Kihela Award
Oh, thank you.
for sustained and outstanding leadership in our community.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the award and for coming over and seeing me. And I'm so sorry that I can't be with you on next Tuesday. Right. I wish I could be, but it's always a pleasure working for the Federation and doing all these things. So thanks again.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
Oh my goodness.
You're an LL Goodman Award winner. Congratulations. Come here.
Thank
Come
you.
on, guys. You're a rocker.
Oh my God, thank you.
It's a pleasure.
This is, oh my goodness.
Do you know you're not easy to trick? To
does it feel, as you go back and into the old brain bank and everything, trying to get you to that damn thing on Saturday or whatever, it was so important that you be there?
I am honored. Oh my goodness.
Hi, everyone. I'm so sorry that I can't be there with you today. But I am humbled and honored to receive this award. For those of you who know me, I was rendered speechless today, which is unbelievable. But I just want you to know that this community is an incredible place to live. It is filled with incredible people who are committed to each other and to supporting each other. And I am just so honored that you would hold me in such high esteem. And I look forward to engaging with you and continuing to build our community together. So thank you so very much.
So, congratulations to all of our recipients. That was Jen's third take. Too emotional. It's really quite wonderful to be able to keep that. So congratulations to all of our recipients, and there's a link in your programs that shows a listing of all the past award winners. Please take a look at that. It is an extraordinary list of this community, really big history.